Prices are going up on Virgin Voyages, and a lot of people are wondering, are the cabins worth the hype? I've sailed with Virgin Voyages 5 times, and I've got some answers to your big questions. Today, I'm breaking down exactly what you get in this premium price point for your stateroom. Hey everyone, my name is Becky and I help professionals plan stress-free travel. A lot of times that's weddings in Mexico in the Cancun area, but oftentimes it's cruises through the Caribbean and the Med. If you're considering Virgin Voyages but you're wondering if that cabin price is actually worth the cost, then you're in the right spot. I'll show you real footage from multiple cabin categories and you can decide at the end which cabin category is right for you. Let's talk about what makes Virgin Voyages cabins different from other cruise lines. The first thing you notice when you walk into any Virgin Voyages cabins, including their interior cabins, are the really great mood lighting that happens. There's some on the mirrors as well, but often these will be on when you walk in. All of the cabins have a really sophisticated design that feels more like a boutique hotel than it does a mass cruise ship. Every cabin gets premium toiletries. It's not just the suites. They're all the same as far as what's included. And don't forget, if you want that signature red hammock, I promise it's as good as it seems. It's not just Instagram bait. You want to book a Sea Terrace category or above. All right, let's talk about inside cabins. As a travel agent, I don't book a lot of these. I honestly don't think I've ever booked an inside cabin for any of my clients because everybody wants that signature hammock. However, if the inside cabin is where you need to be, rest assured, this is the best inside cabin across any cruise line I've ever been on. Your inside cabins actually have proper beds. You have normal sized cruise bathrooms, not normal sized bathrooms, but normal sized cruise bathrooms, and you're not just shoved into a closet. The solo sailor inside rooms are a little bit smaller, of course, because you don't need that double person space, but your inside staterooms on Virgin Voyages are just as lovely. The balcony cabins, you're probably here because you're considering a balcony with that red hammock, and yes, I promise it is worth the extra charge. Virgin Voyages calls their balcony rooms Sea Terrace rooms, and so you really want to book a Sea Terrace level or above if you want that red hammock. Currently, I am in a Sea Terrace room. I'm actually in the last Sea Terrace room. 12014A is where I'm at, and you can see I actually have a huge room. Our bed is a queen or king, and we have a ton of space. My husband and I are on this cruise together. It's an absolutely beautiful room. All right, the suites are where Virgin Voyages gets pricey pretty quickly. I truly feel like the Sea Terrace rooms really do price compare well to other cruise lines like Celebrity, Royal Caribbean. But if you want access to Richard's Rooftop, a little bit more exclusivity on your cruise, then you're gonna wanna book a suite. A lot of the suites are on the forward part of the ship. There are some aft suites that I think are absolutely stunning with beautiful views that would be my personal choice. Suites do come with a whole list of perks that I'll put here for you. You definitely should consider them if you're celebrating something or if you just really like to splurge a little bit on your trip. All right, let's do a real pros and cons list about what you get in your room on Virgin Voyages. Some pros. One is the design. You will not feel like you are in a floating shopping mall. There is a small section for shopping, but it's a little bit more luxury, a little bit more boutique, and not so cliche. Your cabin will actually feel comfortable and elevated. The amenities in your room really do rival boutique hotels. And no kids on board means no crying from the room next door. And lastly, the value. You get a lot for what you pay. On other cruise lines, you pay a base fare and build from there. So if you want Wi-Fi, if you want drinks, if you want specialty dining, you have to add. And by the time you're done, you often pay more than you would have if you would have just sailed Virgin. Let's talk about the cons. If you are just shopping websites, one of the cons to Virgin is it does appear to be more costly at first. And another con is that right now there's only 4 ships in the water, and so your itineraries are a little bit limited. If you live near a certain port and it's not one of Virgin's, it could be a little bit of a hassle to try to get to one. So what cabin should you actually book? At the end of all of this, which cabin category is right for you? Book an inside cabin if you are rarely in your room. If you want the incredible Virgin Voyages experience, but you don't want to pay for the balcony, you won't need it, you're never in your room, book the inside category. Everyone else needs to book the Sea Terrace category or above. Even if you don't think you spend a lot of time in your room, having the option to have a spot to come back and chill with that incredible hammock is so worth it. Keep in mind, those sea terraces are designed to actually be used. I'm convinced you actually have a little more space than you do on other cruise lines. Book the suite if your budget is a little bit bigger than others, or you're celebrating something really special. You do get a lot of perks when you book that suite, and it can definitely be worth it. Bottom line, Virgin Voyages cabins are worth the hype. At first cost, you're paying a little bit more, but you are getting so much more in return. And to me, that says value. Sometimes I would rather pay a little bit more if I'm getting a lot more in return. If you are planning a Virgin Voyages trip or need help comparing across other brands, I have the experience to match you to the right ship and the right itinerary. I do offer free consultations, and all of that information will be in the description. What is your biggest question about Virgin Voyages cabins? Let me know in the comment sections. I will be there answering questions cabin specific. Don't forget to subscribe for more honest travel content.